Hi, Rita. Welcome to BlueSitron podcast. It's lovely to have you here. And I'd also like to welcome our BlueSitron viewers. Welcome, welcome. Once again, my name is Bim back here. And today we are going to be chatting with Rita Hoskin. Rita is the co-founder of an amazing organization that I also belong to. It's called Lean in Equity and Sustainability, but we'll leave Rita to basically to give us more information about that. And Rita is also the founder of Sustainability. She's going to tell us all about it because I don't think I've ever heard of sustainability, but Rita has it all on board. So Rita, welcome to the BlueSitron podcast. Let's get to know you. Who are you? And tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, thank you, Bim. It's such a pleasure to connect again. Last time I saw you was in London when we attended this amazing event. It's really nice to reconnect. And yes, my name's Rita Hoskin, and I'm Norwegian. I'm currently at my summer house here in Norway, looking out on the fjord and enjoying this beautiful nature.
Yeah.
And I would say that this is one of the reasons why I focus also on sustainability, because being able to enjoy this beauty that we have around us is no longer to be taken for granted, because things are starting to be kind of changing rapidly. So for me, I felt that there is a responsibility for each and one of us. Hence, I was part of first Lean in Energy, where I was responsible for Lean in Energy in Europe. Okay. And then I got on board La Meval, and we started to work together. And after some time, we realized that we wanted to maybe include more than the energy industry, meaning that we wanted to focus more on equity and sustainability. And we wanted to grow it differently than at that time Lean in Energy. So in, 2021, then we started Lean in Equity and Sustainability, where there are two of us that are the founders, but we're a big group now that is moving this movement forward fast. And I think some of the proudest things that we have done is to be part of creating visibility for so many women that is joining us. And it's literally from all over the world right now, coming back to us and saying how connecting with the community, in particular of women around the world, traveling and meeting other women just because of the network, seeing how we are opening doors for each other, we are vouching for each other, has been creating opportunity to get new positions. So for us, when it comes to Lean in Equity and Sustainability, the word equity became very important to us, and I will talk about the sustainability afterwards. But the equity was seeing that each one of us have different needs in order to have that equal opportunity. So we needed equity. So what we said, that Lam and I said, is that we believe that each human being, each woman has a fire inside of her. And sometimes the only thing the world needs to do is just to give that fire an opportunity to shine. So we said, let's create a member-centric organization, that if we can help and join and empower and elevate and create exposure for one woman, we have already done something very powerful. So for us, it's not to kind of be seen by the entire world, but it's to allow our members to experiment. So in the organizations, we've had women who said, I want to learn and understand how it is to be on a panel. And I want to maybe run an event myself, or I have a presentation. but I'm not sure how I can do that. I mean, I don't know how to be invited to these things. I don't know if I would dare really doing it. So we said, right, cool. You have a concept. You want to talk about something that is important for you. Then what we can do is to provide you with a platform and the viewers in this very safe environment. So we are kind of looking after the women that want to test out some ideas. And we have had, like, one case was about hydrogen. Like, she just wanted to focus on hydrogen. She was curious about hydrogen. And she said, I would love to run an event on hydrogen. And we said, cool, we will do the streaming, we'll do whatever, you bring the speakers. And we had too many people signing up. We couldn't even take all in. So we had like 100 people we could have in, but I think there were probably 200 that was trying to knock in on getting on Zoom. And
yeah, especially with hydrogen being very topical, isn't it? As part of, green energy. So yeah, carry on.
Exactly. So, but it wasn't because Lama or me or any of the others were thinking about it. It was because she thought about it. She brought it to us and she said, can I do something about it? And we said, cool, great. So what we do is to help the members to get acquainted with being on the panel or being a speaker or creating an event in a very safe environment, because it doesn't matter if two people come up. It's the practice and it's to be supported. So the equity part there meant that each person would have different needs to be able to do the presenting. Somebody will need more help on creating maybe slides. Some people didn't need any help, but they achieved the same visibility. So that equity was important to us. The other thing that we then was looking at when it comes to sustainability, of course, we are talking about SDG, focusing on 3 areas there. But I think we went a bit deeper, and I think this is where I come into play because of sustainability. Because what I say is that when we are talking about creating a sustainable world, if we are not sustainable as human beings, if we don't have balance inside of ourselves, it's going to be very difficult to create sustainable solutions out there. Because a lot of the reason we are lacking sustainability is because we are so out of balance as human beings, and therefore we show up in aggression and we do things and we don't care, and so we want to find that balance. And that is why I said I wanted just to help the women inside the organization to become more in tone and alignment with themselves, so that they could use their voice and then speak out loud about, let's say, sustainability or new ideas inside the energy industry, or anything like that.
Interesting. This is a whole lot of beautiful experience, and what you are doing, starting with Leaning Energy, and then you and bringing in Lame Ver, both of you deciding to start this, the equity and sustainability part of Lean In. And as you say, it's now not about both of you, it's become a very big organization. I'm a member of Lean In as well, so really, really pleased to be a member. It's an amazing group to be in. There's a lot of shared ideas, shared values, and the support, and impactful support, which is basically what you were trying to, explain by, as you said, even if it's just one woman that you're able to help, as long as there's a major impact, then your job is done, then you're happy. So but Leaning has done more than that to a lot of women, and again, as you say, it's beyond the energy space. There are women from finance, technology, and all of that, that are there. and also women that do other things like, I'll say maybe holistic, nature, natural stuff like Oslam, our friend, who I also interviewed recently, and she talks about colors. She talks about a lot of things, but what we talked about was on colors and the impact of colors in our lives and how that can, change a mood and how that can reflect on XYZ that one is trying to do or one is trying to achieve. So yes, I do agree, and I can attest to what leaning energy, leaning equity and sustainability is all about, and what sustainability is about as well. So you've given us a brief insight into sustainability, and how is that going so far for you? How is it, how's it progressing? Let me put it that way, sustainability.
Oh, so sustainability, that is, that is the love of my life when it comes to business. Because sustainability came to me, I remember as many years ago, I was working with my own coach, and I was really working to explain the concept of being sustainable and connecting it with well-being and the inner journey of mindset, master self-awareness, intuition, your zone of genius, and stepping out of your comfort zone, and all these things. So I was talking about that, all of that, and suddenly it just came. I remember it. I said, it's like sustainability. And my coach, she was like, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly that. And then that name grew on me. So today it is name of my organization, but it's also a methodology. And sustainability is an inner work and the outer work. And just to explain what that means that if a woman comes to me and she says, I would love to bring my ideas into reality. I have a vision. I want to create impact. What I would do then is to start seeing what can stand in her way of achieving and creating the impact that she is made to deliver on this planet. And in order to identify that, we go on this inner journey. That means that we are looking at the mindset. What kind of mindset do you have? Do you see opportunities and opportunities? Do you see problems and obstacles? That kind of mindset will indicate where you will end up when it comes to creating impact. So we work on that. We are working on the master of self-awareness. Are you aware of how you're showing up any moment in time? Are you aware that when you're reacting to somebody who says something and you're being triggered, that it has nothing to do with that person, but something that's being mirrored in yourself? And because it's yourself, it's powerful that you can change that. So when we are talking about be the change you want to see in the world, this is where we are operating from. So we're working on the master of self-awareness. Become a student of your own mastery. Feel into what makes you come alive. Because when you come alive, you exude energy, and energy is very expansive. And when you're expansive, you are connecting with bigger ideas. And when you start to understand that, wow, this is what I love to do, and you are having a high level of self-awareness and this mindset, now you're starting to trust yourself. You're connecting more with maybe your intuition. You're feeling a bit more. You're starting to trust yourself. And this is where a lot of, in particular women, are talking about, I want confidence. I want to be confident. And I always say, confident is an overly used word that people do not even understand what it is. Because it's like, it's in so many things. But when we start to understand that confidence is so simple, it's trust in yourself. It's trust in yourself. Meaning, I trust myself to be able to ask the right people, to learn the tricks and the skills, to be resilient enough. That is what confidence truly is all about, trusting yourself. So when we're going through that and you start to trust yourself and you have big ideas and you feel it in your body, now you dare to take steps outside your comfort zone. And when a woman goes through that and she knows herself, she knows her mindset, she speaks up, she uses her voice, she's taking more risk than anyone. More risk. This is the feminine way of taking risk, because it's connected to just knowing that this is what I'm going to do. I might not know where I'm going to land, but I know this is the right thing for me because it makes me feel good, even it scares me really. So that is that inner side. So I take my clients through that, and there's a lot of impact happening. Many of my clients are top CEOs, and I'm keeping them in their focus of what is their grandiose vision, what impact do they want to make in this world. So I keep them in that level of inner connection. But when they've gone through that, it's time to bring them to the outer. And this is where the outer side of sustainability is. And that is where my masterminds come in. That means that we're starting then to bring these women together. So all the people that I'm working with, I'm bringing them together. And now they are connecting. They're connecting through deep listening, through empathy, to starting to share their stories. And when they're coming in and they're all been on this inner journey, they are very open. They are very transparent. They are using their voices. So what you see is that they're connecting deeply. And in this community, they're starting to collaborate. Because now they're like, these are cool things, these are interesting things. And in my mastermind communities, we have inventors. They are kicking off their new companies. They are CEOs. They're all there to inspire and challenge each other and tell their truth to each other because they believe in each other. So they collaborate. And now the beautiful is that when we are getting into there, now they start to innovate. They're seeing, there are things here that, because we're so open, nobody's feeling criticized, nobody's holding themselves back. We're just playing this field of opportunities. And because of that, now ideas can free flow. So we have these spaces, and that's where it ends up to the absolute top of what sustainability is. It's well-being. Because if you've gone on the inner journey, if you know yourself, if you feel it, and you believe in yourself, you are willing to slow down and listen to others. You don't jump to conclusions because you're being triggered. No, everyone has the right for their opinion, and I stand firmly where I am, and it's okay. And now we are embracing, we are listening, we are receiving more. So that is this beautiful wheel of sustainability that leads to better organizations.
Thank you for this. Sign me up. Sign me up, please. Wow. This is really impressive. As you say, this is your baby. You love this for sure. Excuse me. I hear you on one thing. You touched upon confidence, I totally agree with you. Even some men, 2023, people seem to have different genders now. So some men, some they, and so on and so forth. She, he, they, they may also all have, collectively now, may have, I don't want to say challenges, but people do have challenges here and there. But you say something, it's all about doing the work from the inside. Once you're able to tap into the inside, you're able to enjoy free flow, then you're confident. You're confident. You can exude confidence once you're able to be in your inner zone. You know, you're able to know that I'm good. And when you're talking to people or interacting with people or doing whatever, that confidence just shows naturally. So I really enjoy that. And you say something, trust in yourself. So it's all about the inner work, you know, the free flow of things, and then it would come out. And of course, then you move on to the outer side of things where, you know, the people that you talk to, the people that are within your, you know, mastermind group, again, sign me up. You know, I don't want to miss out on this. Maybe I'll have great ideas and then I would innovate. I'm guessing, you know, you go on retreats where they can also free their minds. You know, you can be on the outside in an open field, or maybe even looking into the fields, like where your summer house is, where you are right now. So beautiful, you know, and just relaxing and being able to be open and talking with like-minded people. And there comes all sort of thoughts, innovation, and you know, it would just, you're totally out of the hustle bustle of the city. So you're in your peace, inner mind, you know, and able to chat with fellow people who are maybe on the same level or more. There's something that you mentioned about, you know, the types of people that's within your mastermind, the CEOs, founders. How about people that are not yet CEOs, people that have not yet founded anything, but they're aspiring to get there? They're aspiring to do something. Some people don't even want to be CEOs. They just want to be where they are, but they're really good at what they do. They're professionals at what they do. Would these people ideally fit into sustainability mastermind group, for example?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not necessarily about being a leader or a CEO, but it's definitely about being a leader of your life.
Excellent. I like that.
What you're going to see is that the women in, so I have multiple masterminds, and they're different kind of flavors and their focus and these things. What is the requirement to be part of any of my masterminds is that you are a leader of your own life. Mm-hmm. That means you have committed to invest in your own success, and that you own it and you believe in it. It doesn't matter where you are. So in the mastermind, we also have, so in one of the groups, there's also a woman who is part of a Department of Health, working in finances and research in that division. So it's not like you have to be a leader. What we see though is that there is a tendency of getting inspired and starting to bring out what is your zone of genius, what do you love to do, where do you come to life. And when they're starting to bring themselves to life, they see, I actually no longer want to just be a cog in the wheel. I have so much more to contribute with. Mm-hmm. So what we'll see is that some of them are keeping in their regular work, but they are creating something on the side.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the thing, and that's why you see very often in the mastermind is that those who are in the masterminds have been part of working, very often they have been working one-on-one with me. What I'm doing now is to open up something, so it's not the mastermind, but it's still a small intimate group program that I'm going to invite into for those who haven't been working with me but want to have maybe a lower entry point. When I say lower entry point is that I mean it can be very expensive to work with me. I'm going to be very honest in that, depending on how much people are used to investing in themselves, right? Yeah. I'm investing a lot in myself. It's my main priority is for me to be in my mastermind groups outside, to have mentors and coaches. So the biggest investment I give is in myself to keep my energy up. Mm-hmm. However, I want to make my methodology available also for those who are curious about it.
Okay.
And I want them to experience the power of being in a group. That is where basically you will observe other people being coached in the moment. And the beauty of that is when you see somebody else being coached on certain types of challenges, that challenge is in the entire room. Nobody's alone about, oh, I'm the only one that feel that I'm not heard. I'm the only one that say I lack confidence. No. The majority of, I've been working in this business for so long. I know what the trending dilemmas are. So when you are in a group and you observe another woman being open and sharing her challenges, and there is a coaching moment there, then everyone benefits from it. And the intimacy in this group is incredible. It's incredible. So that is what I'm working on now, to be able to expand the sustainability methodology to more groups.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. When you're not doing Lean In ES and you're not doing sustainability, what do you do? What are you up to? What do you get up to?
Yeah, that's a good question. So on that chapter, I'm in I wouldn't say I'm in the limbo land, but I'm in my own transition. Okay. So my son Benjamin, he passed away a year ago, and Benjamin so when he was 2 years old, he was diagnosed with Hurler syndrome, and we were then told that he would live until he was about 7. And I was then told to just quit your job and stay at home and kind of be with him and pick up your life afterwards. Luckily for me, I was in that thinking for a couple of weeks where I was thinking, oh, maybe I should just stay at home with him. But then I realized, first of all, as long as there's life, there's hope. And the second thing was, why do I believe somebody else's limiting beliefs? Why do I want to not believe in the future because the medical world don't believe in the future? I mean, why would I buy into that? I mean, I get to choose. So what I did was to take on a career that was quite hefty in the energy industry with one mission: to connect with experts and other families in the world to find a solution. So I was working with that for a long time and found medicine, enzyme replacement therapy, was working with that. He almost died when he was 7. We then managed to kind of pull him through. And then when he was 9.5, we finally got him on Algerastim. And so my life has been dedicated to Benjamin. I would say it's been work and Benjamin. That's been the thing. And then we thought we had protected him as much as we could from COVID. But last year everything was kind of going easier, and then that was more dangerous for him. So he was one of those who died of COVID. So I've been just going through a year of immense grieving and mourning, and it's an ongoing process. And I think the biggest insight I had in my grieving was that a lot of people have a tendency to say, well, there'll come a point and kind of move on. I don't agree to that. I believe, for me at least, was you just take a complete different turn. So we have been going together here. He stops here. I'm not going here. My life is so changed that I'm just going here. And he's kind of with me there, but I'm changing. So based on that, what am I doing? I spend a lot of time in my summer home. I love being by the seaside. I read a lot. I am really avid reader, and I love challenge status quo. Yesterday, I was in a meeting of women in Stavanger in Norway about getting more women into board positions. And I was challenging the organizations that I was presenting, and they were women, about where do they get their candidates from. And they were talking about their networks. And I said, this is where it all goes wrong, because you're still in this little tiny thing.
Tiny bubble.
Exactly.
Tiny network.
Yes, you're women, but you're from this city. Nobody else would get into any of the things that you do. So that's what I do. Okay. I love challenging status quo.
Yeah.
And
thank you. Yeah, thank you for sharing Benjamin's story. Of course, I got to know about Benjamin when you shared a lot about him on social media, and of course when you lost him as well. As someone that has also lost a family member, I know it never goes away. You just have to work with it. You live with it. It gets better. But all we can do is just to cherish the moments we had with them. That's all we can do. It doesn't go away. It's never easy.
No. But, and I think what I really learned is to kind of, for me, it was compartmentalizing. It was like, now I'm going into grieving, and I'm in that grieving, and I'm doing it full out. And when I feel like, okay, now it's changing, it's almost like I say to the grief, I say, now I'm going to focus here. Now with my clients. Now I'm going to help here. But any moment in time, I am going to come back.
Yeah.
I have not had this experience of where you get this, maybe sometimes the feeling of guilt because you're starting to forget, or you're doing, then you have to go back. Yeah. No, it's this dance, because it's a part of living, it's a part of life.
It is. Yeah, it is. And this is something I do say to, maybe friends, family, or, whatever, when they lose someone. Of course, because I have that experience, I always say, it's a natural part of life. It's, and I think we're also allowed to grieve for as long as we want to. There shouldn't be a cap to it. This is my view. Of course, BlueSitron watchers, let's hear your view as well. Let's put in the comments and let's know what you think. But this is my view. I think people should be allowed to grieve for as long as they can, and also hold on to the memory for as long as they can. And like I say, to also be thankful for the moments that one has had with our friends or family and family that have passed on. So you're very right to be and feel the way you feel, because in your case, this is, mother-son situation. But what's beautiful is your strength. It's just, because during those moments which you were sharing, it was a moment of strength. I could feel it by just reading about it, because you documented it on LinkedIn. It showed a lot about your strength. And I think also, I may be wrong, with you liking to also challenge the status quo, that's also you spending your time when you're not, doing Lean ES and also sustainability, spending your time to do other things that you love, at the same time holding on to the memory of Benjamin, and when he was diagnosed, he talked about, connecting with people and finding a lasting solution to this, this disease or this challenge that he had, so yeah.
I think this is where those who know me and those I've done a lot of, speeches for and whatever, they know me as a person who believe nothing is impossible. I don't believe there's anything that is impossible. Everything is possible. And that's why I love Audrey Hepburn's saying, I don't see impossible, I see I'm possible. Because if you just put the apostrophe up there, it says I'm possible. And that's what I learned. And this is why I also dedicated my life to work specifically with women. And I'm going to say, is not because I think that women need help. I work in particular with women because I believe that women possess a unique form of creativity and thinking that we need access to. And that often as women, we tend to hold that back, which isn't quite normal because we are constantly being told that, oh, I don't think that's a good idea. And we're constantly hearing that. So it's not that I'm working because I believe women need help. I say, I want your brain. I need you to get out of your own way because I need access to your mind. Because if I could, as a mother, be part of saving thousands of lives because I had some crazy idea, I'm not the medical expert. I was just doing everything I could to save my son and was willing to do some crazy stuff just because I knew this is it. And because I was not an expert, I had no frames. I was like, ooh, I can see everything here. That's why doctors, when I'm speaking with doctors, they say, the reason, Rita, why we have needed you is because you didn't think like we have conformed. This is how we do it. And you came in and say, but why are you doing it like that? Why don't you do it like this? And they said, yeah, why are we not doing it like that?
Yeah.
That is the thing. That is why I'm fighting for diversity, because it's diversity of mind. When I hear somebody says on board, we need to have these competencies to be on the board. And it's the same nonsense over and over again. We need people who are different.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%. No, I agree with you. You don't even want to get me started on that. We totally do. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I hear you. When there's a problem, we have a broad mind to see all the possible ways to solve this problem, see all the possible ways to make this, challenge into a solution, into a success, so to speak. So yeah, no, totally agree with you. Let me ask you, what is next for Rita? Because I know you're doing quite a number of things. What is next? What hasn't been done yet by Rita?
It's a good question. I mean, and this is where, if you'd asked me a year and a half ago, before Benjamin's passing, I was very clear on the vision of what is next, because what I do see in my vision, and I know it's still out there, it's just like I'm in this transition right now, is I see in my vision a room filled of women that have the ownership and being the leaders in their lives. I see them, how they've kind of taken that, grasp that opportunity, and I see them sitting in this room at these round tables, talking and sharing openly. And I see people on stage. On that stage, I've seen two particular people in my life, and that which is a result of Benjamin, which is Mari, who I consider my granddaughter, but she's the daughter of Benjamin's assistant. She's been living with us for 19 years. And then it is baby Kushal, who I was blessed with connecting with his father on LinkedIn. It's going to be 2 years ago, and he was dying, and I was able to find medicine for him, and now he's a healthy boy. And I see, so in my vision, what's next for me, there is something that I see, a community, growing community in sustainability, and in the lean and equity and sustainability as well. that is moving something, but I don't know what that is. Right now, I've been just taking a step back.
Okay.
Because there is still a lot of things to process.
Yeah, of course. Your heart is so big. Your heart is definitely so big, Rita. I love it, honestly. You're amazing. And you've spoken so much about what you would like to do for women, put women out there, help women be who they, want to be, help people, not just women, obviously, help people, but most importantly, get women to, encourage them to do what they have to do, to be who they need to be. And because, we're not just humans that need to conform to something because someone says so. No, we have the energy, we have the power, we have the charm, we have everything. So why not switch it on? Really, so.
What I want to say is this. I say that when we as women, and this goes for men as well, but
right.
The reason why it goes particularly for women is that we tend to carry the burden of the world on our shoulders.
That is right.
Else. And we also have bought in to the biggest lie, and that is that if you're going to succeed, it has to be hard work. And the fact that we're saying it's going to be hard work, we are punishing ourselves if it's not long hours and hard work. And I say that is the biggest lie, because when it's easy, it's because you're in flow, you're in your zone of genius, you're doing stuff you love, you get back to space. That's not hard work. You might work long hours and all these things, but to shift the language for women, to say, if it feels heavy, put it down.
Put it down. It's not for you. I need to take that on board myself, because sometimes it does feel heavy.
And that's what we want to check in with ourselves. Does it have to be heavy? No. And if somebody says, even with financial means, you have to work hard to make money. I see, and we all see, so many people working so hard.
And they're not making the money.
Hours to get water.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
It doesn't mean that you're going to succeed in whatever.
Yeah.
No. And that's what I want to teach women and showcase for women. It can be fun.
Yes, Rita, sustainability. Thank you so much for being part of the BlueSitron team, community, guests tonight. I really appreciate it. I know we could go on and on and on. There's so much to talk about, but thank you so much, Rita. Really appreciate it. I do miss evenings in Oslo or in Norway, as if I were to be in Oslo right now. Oh, it's already dark here.
You can see I don't know what time it is now. 9?
Yeah, it's 9:30. Yeah, it's 9:30 over there. It's 8:30 here, and it's already dark. But I mean, of course, it's meant to be dark. But I mean, I do miss it in Oslo. And next week is Shooting My. Ooh, I'm definitely missing that as well. So I'll be celebrating it in London. Oh, Rita, thank you so much for being part of BlueSitron. Thank you. And thanks to our BlueSitron watchers as well. Thanks to our guests. And yeah, we will be seeing you again very soon, hopefully. Thanks very much, and have a good day, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Thank you.